Momentum. The hardest part of success is not getting to the top. It's simply just taking the first step. Most people fail because they never build momentum. And let me show you how to fix that. All right, step one is overcoming the first step paralysis. Most people never build momentum because they never take the first step. Here's how to get past it. You need to lower your mental barrier. And what I mean by that is the first step should be so small, it's nearly impossible to fail. Next, I want you to forget about motivation, forget about those cheap hits of dopamine, caffeine, motivational videos. Motivation and inspiration is merely just emotion, and emotion fluctuates. I want you to focus on action. Yes, motivation fades, but action stacks, and taking action over and over and over again compounds and are the building blocks to getting to where success lies. Next, I want you to focus on movement, not perfection. Just getting it done is better than it being perfect. These two words purely, almost in a lot of instances, replicate each other, and they are perfectionist and procrastination. Most often, in most cases, people that want to claim themselves as to be a perfectionist are nothing but professional procrastinators. They waste so much time thinking about making something perfect before ever even taking action. And just getting it done and just taking action is better than it being perfect 100% of the time. Do not doubt that. When I got started making content and anything that I started working on, I 100% approached it as take action first and learn lessons second. Because in life, you can't go through life worrying about failing. You also need to reframe your mind and realize that there is no such thing as failure. That is just a box that you have been put in since you were a kid. In life, there is either winning or learning lessons. And if you do not succeed at something and choose to just view it as a failure, you are completely overlooking what lessons there are to be obtained from the venture. There is only winning in life and learning lessons. Remember that. Step two, creating mini wins to fuel your momentum. Momentum comes from quick wins. The faster your progress, the more likely you are to keep it. Now, I'm not big on quick success or rushing things, but in this instance, discussing momentum, it's very true that the faster you see results, the more likely you are to want to keep doing it, instead of a delayed gratification approach where you work and work and work. It's a lot harder to build momentum when you're working without seeing results. So in this instance, the easiest way to see proof is to start on just easy things so you can at least make sure that you're crossing the finish line and seeing some sort of types of results, whether they're small or big. But I want you to start with what's easiest. Like I said back in step one, action beats overthinking every single time. Track your small wins because your brain needs proof that you're at least moving forward, if that makes sense. And then you need to also avoid burnout. Consistency over intensity every single time. It's better to do 10 minutes of something daily than 2 hours of something once a week. Because remember, these small actions build up and compound way more than just going heavy in on one thing. You want to get good at consistency and watch how your consistent actions compound over a span of 3 to 6 months. Like I always say, whatever it is you're working on, I'm a firm believer, and you really just need to focus on one skill, one individual skill, and isolate your focus down on that one skill for 12 consecutive months to get extremely good at it, and you could most likely make a freaking living off of it in this day and age. Step three. Now this is when things are going to get challenging, but bear with me. Keeping momentum when you feel like quitting. Expect the dip, in other words. Momentum will feel easy and sweet in the beginning when you're starting to see results, but I promise you, at some point or another, God will test you and resistance will hit. Next, I want you to create automatic habits. Attach new habits to something you already do that are only going to catapult you further. I can't look into the lens of your life, but you might know examples of things that you're not currently doing that you know you could incorporate into your schedule, rhythm, or system that you're already doing that is just going to make you stronger and will be more actions that will compound over time. In this period of momentum, when hurdles may approach and things that we have to get over, you want there to be as little friction as possible to avoid self-doubt, overthinking, and concerns of whether or not you should even continue working on this project or whatever it is that you're currently working on in life. We want to eliminate almost all friction, whether these are distractions, bad habits, your environment. You need to flip the switch and re-implement new things that are going to make you stronger, better, and set you up more for success. And a lot of times, looking at what negatives are and supplementing them with positives is the easiest course of action you could take. And then, like we talked about in the first stage, tracking your small wins. In this phase, what I want you to do is not measure your progress weekly. I want you to measure your progress on the daily, because there will come low periods that don't just last one day. You might have a week of a low period, or 2 weeks, or even a month where things are just slow. It could be with whatever niche that you're in. There are seasons to these things, right? You want to measure your progress daily, tracking your wins, being mindful and attentive to your accomplishments, because nobody else is going to remind you. Remember, we live in a world where majority of people try to put you down, and the only person that can be in charge of tracking your wins is solely you. Step 4, and the final step, and this is scaling momentum into massive results. Once you have momentum, you have to scale it before it dies, and this is how you'll have an opportunity to turn it into something big. What I want you to do here, everything that you're currently already doing, I want you to increase gradually. If it's the gym, for example, walking on a treadmill, I want you to increase it from 10 minutes to 15 or even 20 minutes, and then even 30 minutes. If it's sales, if you're currently reaching out, knocking on doors, whatever method of outreach you're doing, if it's 10 prospects a day, I want you to bump that up to 15, 20, and then even 30. I know you can do it. If you're dating, instead of going up and approaching 5 girls out in public, I want you to raise it to 10, raise it to 15. With sales, with anything, it all just comes down to the amount of conversations you can open up, right? Because you have the same offer, and if you believe in your offer, the first guy doesn't close. There's no reason why the second, third, fourth, or sixth person might not resonate with what value you have to provide. On this next one, I don't want you to go too extreme, cut out your loved ones and people very close to you, but now you do need to vet the type of people that you're surrounding yourself with. Surround yourself with only people that are moving forward, because like I said a couple steps back, you want to eliminate as much friction as possible. And a lot of times, friction comes from your environment and the 5 closest people to you. Because if you're trying to go in this direction and everybody around you and within your environment is trying to go this way or even just stay still, it's just going to do nothing but slow you down. And with physics, a still object can't get thrown into motion and gain momentum without a push. And if other people are keeping you stuck or slowing you down, it's going to make it 10 times harder for you to get thrown into motion and then pick up momentum. If you're trying to change your habits or change anything, one of the easiest things you can do is remove yourself from the environment that you're currently in, because you need to realize this extremely clearly, is that you are a 100% a product of your environment. Who you are right now, right this very second watching this video, everything that you're made up of is a sum of your environment and the 5 closest people to you. Remember that. And if you want to change anything about yourself or your current circumstances, it all starts with your environment. Take action on all of these things and then come back to this video in 6 months, and I promise you, you'll be a completely different version of yourself and a lot closer, 6 months closer even, to where you want to be in life. Thank you guys for tuning in to another one of these little mini series. I hope to keep coming back and hopefully with even better concepts than this one to go over. Please drop a comment. Let me know how you feel this concept was. Drop a comment on something new that you'd like me to go over. If you're new here and you don't know who I am, my name is Devin Wilmoth. I run a 7-figure Amazon business, and I teach people how they can scale theirs up to $10, $20, and even $30,000 in profit a month through a community that we have that is only growing with a ton of like-minded people. How I mentioned earlier in the video, surround yourself with only people moving forward. One of the easiest ways to do that, if you cannot physically get out of your geographic location, is to use an online community where there are a ton of like-minded people spreading and sharing the same ideas, all working towards the same goal. If that sounds like something that you think you would benefit from where you're currently at in life, please head over to the link in the description where there will be my free training and a ton of other information on onboarding you into the program, and a one-on-one booking page with me personally where we can meet. I can get to know you a little bit better and see if this is something that you'll be a good fit for. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.